Hey everybody, this is the Kai's Mini Dragon Polybag. It's a promotional giveaway at the Lego store and online in North America for March, and I'm sure you'll find it some other places as well. Let me get this opened and get it built. In 2015, with the Moro Ghosts Possession theme, Lego did a couple of miniature dragons at that time, and at that time I said, hey, this is a cool idea, they should do more of this. It's just nice to be able to get a dragon that's small, especially in the Ninjago theme in particular. Small meaning inexpensive. In this case, it's a free giveaway. You have to buy something to get the free giveaway, but I'm sure that some places, like I said, it'll actually be purchasable. But I like the concept, and the dragon here is cutesy, but yet it has a lot of flame. I really like that it has a lot of flame, not just a hint of flame to give you an idea that it's a fire dragon, but it's like fire in your face with the entire wings being fire, and the tail. That's a good choice for the tail. The Chima fire harness wing piece back there, and so I personally can just imagine this thing, even though it's so small, actually having some power and being able to defeat some of the enemies. Some of the villains of the Ninjago world. The main wings are able to flap up and down. You can also change the angles that you set the wings, to kind of just give it a little bit different aerodynamic properties there. If you want it to look like it's on the ground, if you want it to look like it's actually flying around, you can rear the head up, which actually makes it look more like an ostrich. Makes me think of the game Joust, actually. That's kind of funny looking, but it is what it is. There's only so much that you can do with such a small space, and this is particularly small with a very low parts count. You can bring the tail up and down. You can bring the flame up if you want. That might actually be a little bit better look. It's kind of tough to figure out what's best there. I think having it up may be a little bit better, just because it kind of looks like it's got spines there. It's got ball joints for the legs, but unfortunately, with that orientation, you can't really move them forward and back very much. You can bring the feet out like this to give you a little bit more stability, and you can splay them out like that, but that's not a good look. Having them out like that, I think, kind of just has the whole thing just kind of falling flat on its belly. So not a whole lot that you can do in terms of posing, mostly moving the head up and down and flapping the wings. But I think that's enough. The wing part is the most important part, and being able to move the head is a good thing also for just kind of maybe get it into a pose a little bit more like that, something like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And then the figure, well, it's the very latest version of Kai, so they didn't even skimp out on that. It's the exact same thing that you can get in the most recent sets, and I appreciate that, getting the full garb and not something recycled from a previous season. Of course, the face is the same as well. Comes with actually 4 of the golden shurikens. They give you a spare of the sprue that you get a pair of those on each. Yeah, I'm happy with this. From a value perspective, obviously I can't argue with free, but I could easily see this being sold for about $5 US, something like that. Yeah, all day, any day. I would like to see an entire series of these little things, just small little sets, so that kids can get the main characters that they want without having to get the larger sets if they're not able to afford them, and to also be able to get a whole little army of small dragons. I think it would be very collectible. Let me know what you think about this set. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.